8 body language signals you are sending without knowing. People are not only listening to your words, they are constantly observing wherever your body, tone, facial expression, and energy agrees with them. Imagine someone tells you, I'm fine, but their arms are crossed, their jaw is tight, and they will not even look at you. Their voice is cold. What do you believe? The words or everything else their body is telling you? This is the fascinating thing about communication. You start communicating long before you speak. Your face communicates, your posture, your eyes communicate, your distance, your tone, your silence communicates. And sometimes the message your body sends is completely different from the sentence coming out from your mouth. There are several conversations happening in the same time. The verbal conversation asks, what are you saying? The non-verbal conversation asks, how are you saying it? And underneath both is an even deeper conversation. Do I feel safe with you? Because two people can say the exactly same sentence and create completely different emotional reactions. For example, can we talk? Soft voice, relaxed face, open posture versus can we talk? Sharp voice, intense stare, tight jaw. The same three words, a completely different message because the nervous system does not only listen to language, it reads signals. Welcome to The Crown is for Purpose, Not Power, a space where we explore communication, emotional intelligence, self awareness, and personal transformation. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and join our growing community. Now, let us explore 8 body language signals you might be sending without even realizing. 1. Your face speaks. Your face can communicate happiness, irritation, fear, disgust, interest, boredom, judgment, warmth. And here is something important. People often believe your face before they believe your words. Imagine that someone gives you an idea and you immediately roll your eyes and say, no, I think it's a great idea. Too late. The first communication has already happened. An eye roll might appear insignificant, but within a relationship, it can communicate contempt. Psychologist Dr. John Gottman became known for decades for research on couples and for identifying communication patterns strongly associated with divorce. One of the patterns he identified was contempt. Contempt can appear through sarcasm, mockery, sneering, condensation, or something subtle as rolling your eyes. According to the Gottman Institute, contempt is the stronger predictor of divorce. Think about that. One facial expression can communicate, I don't respect you, I believe I'm superior to you, or you are beneath me. And it can communicate all of that without a single word being spoken. Your mouth can edit the message. Your body often reveals the first draft. Signal 2. The second signal is posture and gestures. One gesture alone does not reveal someone's internal state. We must look for patterns, context, and changes in behavior. But posture can influence wherever we appear open or closed, engaged or disengaged, confident or uncomfortable, relaxed or defensive. Imagine that you are talking to someone, but their entire torso is turned towards the door. They are checking their phone, their feet are pointing away from you. They might still be saying, yeah, yeah, no, I'm listening. But you already feel that they are someone else. Their words say, I'm listening, but the body say, I want to leave. 3. The eyes. Eye contact is often misunderstood. Too little eye contact can sometimes communicate disinterest, discomfort, or avoidance, but too much eye contact can feel intimidating. So the goal is not to stare continuously into someone's eye. The goal is presence. When someone is speaking to you, let them feel that you are truly there. And one of the rarest gifts you can give another person today in today's world is your undivided attention. 4. Personal space. Another way your body communicates is through the space you create or remove between yourself and another person. The anthropologist Edward Hall introduced the term proxemics, which describes how people use physical distance to communicate. Hall observed that we generally interact within four zones. One is intimate distance, which is usually reserved for partners, close family members, and people who deeply trust. The second one would be personal space, is common in conversations with friends and people we know well. A third one would be social distance. It's often used with colleagues, clients, acquaintances, or people we have just met. And the fourth one is public distance. It's more common during presentation, performances, or interaction with a larger groups. But these zones should not be treated as rigid measurements. The deeper lesson from Hall's work is this: distance communicates relationship. So before anyone explains who they are to us, the space between us is already communicating how close we are. Do I trust you? Are you welcome here? Do I have enough space to feel safe? Standing very close to your partner can communicate love and intimacy. But standing at exactly the same distance from a stranger in an otherwise empty room might feel very intrusive and even threatening. The distance has not changed. The relationship and the context have. So, our interpretation of personal space can also be influenced by culture, personality, environment, age, past experiences, and emotional state. In some cultures, people naturally stand closer, touch more frequently, and communicate with a greater physical warmth. In other cultures, greater distance is a sign of respect. A crowded elevator might force stranger into proximity, but everyone understands that the closeness is created by environment. That's why people often look at their phone or facing the door. We are all looking at the door and avoid long eye contact because you will be uncomfortable. Without saying anything, they are attempting to restore a sense of psychological space. Personal space can also communicate status and power. A person who enters your office without permission, stands over you while you are sitting, or move too close during a disagreement might be using space to establish control, even if they never raise their voice. By contrast, stepping back, sitting at the same level, or allowing someone room to move can communicate respect and reduce tension. This matters because the nervous system is constantly evaluating proximity. When someone enters our personal space unexpectedly, the body may respond before the conscious mind understands why. We might lean back, tight our shoulders, or cross our arms, turn our body away, or take a small step backward. These reactions are not always rejection. Sometimes they are just simply body saying, I need more space before I can feel comfortable. And this is where emotional intelligence becomes important. If someone moves away Do not immediately move closer. Notice the signal and respect that boundary. Allow the person to choose the distance at which they feel safe. Because effective communication is not only knowing what to say, it is also knowing how close to stand, when to approach, and when to give someone space. Sometimes respect is not communicated not by moving closer, but by knowing when to step back. Number five, touch. Touch can communicate affection, comfort, support, connection, authority, control. But context and consent matter enormously. A hand over your shoulder from a close friend might communicate, I'm here for you. But the same touch from someone you do not trust might feel intrusive. So, once again, communication is not only the behavior itself, it is also the meaning the receiver gives to that behavior. Number six, your voice. Your voice might be one of the most important parts of the nonverbal communication because this is where many relationships begin to break down. You can say, I'm not angry, while sounding extremely angry. Or you can say, do whatever you want. Technically, those words communicate freedom, right? But everyone knows that they can mean something completely different. So tone can change the emotional meaning of a sentence without changing a single word. Communication is not remembered only through logic, it is remembered through feeling. Number seven, appearance. Before we speak, people form impression from our clothing, our grooming, environment, presentation, our facial expression, and our posture. But we need to make an important distinction. An impression is not necessarily the truth about the person. People judge quickly, but the quick perception and the truth are not always the same thing. Nonverbal communication can help us understand people, but it should never become an excuse to believe we can read someone's mind. A crossed arm doesn't automatically mean defensiveness. Avoiding eye contact does not automatically mean dishonesty. One gesture is not proof. Always look at the context, the patterns, the person. Number eight, alignment. When your body and your words match. Alignment should be at the heart of powerful communication. Alignment means that your words and your non-verbal communication tell the same story. When someone says, I'm happy to see you, and their eyes light up, and the voice becomes warmer, and their body moves towards you, you believe them. But when someone says, I respect you, while interrupting you, rolling their eyes, and dismissing your feelings and speaking to you condescendingly, the sentence becomes irrelevant. Trust grows when words and behavior match. If you want to become a powerful communicator, stop focusing only on finding the perfect words and ask yourself, what is my body saying while I'm speaking? The next time you communicate with someone, notice three things. What did I say? How did I say it? And most importantly, how did the other person feel in my presence? Because communication is not simply the transmissions of words, it is the transmission of meaning. And sometimes the loudest thing you say is the thing you never say it at all.